2 hours. That is how long the ceasefire between the United States and Iran lasted before everything fell apart. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to February 28, 2026. The United States and Israel launched a joint military strike on Iran. And in that strike, Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, was killed. Iran's response was immediate. Retaliatory missiles hit US military bases, Israeli territory, and Gulf states. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps shut down the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway where 20% of the entire world's oil supply passes through every single day. Within days, oil prices exploded. Global shipping routes were thrown into chaos. Container ships were rerouted around the Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks to delivery times. The economic fallout was being felt everywhere. For 38 days, the conflict escalated. US and Israeli forces continued striking Iranian military targets. Iran kept firing back, and the Strait of Hormuz stayed shut. Then Trump drew a line.
Deadline.
On April 6th, he held a press conference and made the most extreme threat any American president has ever made publicly. He said if Iran did not agree to a deal by 8 p.m. on April 7th, he would bomb Iran's power plants and bridges, civilian infrastructure. He followed that up on social media with something even more chilling. Quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight." Behind the scenes, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif had been working as a mediator for weeks, flying between Washington and Tehran, trying to find any path to de-escalation before Trump's deadline hit. With less than 2 hours left on the clock, it happened. Iran agreed to a 2-week ceasefire. The terms were clear. The Strait of Hormuz would reopen immediately. Both sides would send delegations to Islamabad on April 10th for peace talks. Iran even proposed a 10-point peace plan that Trump called workable. Trump posted that all military objectives had been met. Ships that had been waiting for weeks started moving into the Strait of Hormuz. Oil futures dipped. Headlines around the world declared the crisis was winding down. And then, 120 minutes later, it was over. Iran's forces began firing on multiple Middle Eastern countries. The Strait of Hormuz, which had barely reopened, was blocked again. Ships that had just entered the waterway were now stranded. At the United Nations, Russia and China had already vetoed a Security Council resolution to protect commercial shipping in Hormuz. France and South Korea had been trying to build an international coalition to force the strait open. The UAE publicly said it would support a US military operation to take control of it. The diplomatic picture is fractured. Pakistan is still pushing for the Islamabad talks on April 10th. But with Iran breaking the ceasefire within hours of signing it, the question everyone is asking has changed. It is no longer whether there will be more military action. It is how far Trump is willing to go. He made the biggest public threat in modern American presidential history, and Iran just called his bluff. The Strait of Hormuz controls 20% of the world's oil. Right now, nobody controls the Strait of Hormuz. And the clock is ticking again. We will keep covering this as it develops. If you want to stay updated, subscribe and turn on notifications. This story is moving fast.